I'll call the July 20th meeting of the St. John Waterworks to order. Would you please take roll call?
Nick Furtek,
Here.
Bill Manasopoulos,
Present.
Ken Gambala,
Here.
Wayne Pondinas,
Present.
Chris Salatis.
Present.
Okay, we have had two meeting approvals. We have the regular meeting of June 15th and then the June 29th special meeting that we had on the water main. So we'll take them one at a time. Do you have any questions on the June 15th meeting? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. Okay, then we have the special meeting minutes of June 29th. Any questions or corrections? If not, I'll entertain a motion. That was for the water main.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking it over. I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes that's presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. Okay, last meeting, there was a discussion brought up for us to have to consider the water main along Parish Avenue going with the new subdivision of Parish Woods that the Plan Commission has approved with contingencies. One of the contingencies is the water main along Parish Avenue, which at first there was some misunderstanding that we were going to increase the size of the main of 8-inch within the subdivision to a 12-inch, and the water board was concerned that we definitely needed it to go on Parish Avenue because for future growth and for the other side of Parish, inside the subdivision wouldn't do much for the future growth. Apparently that we then got correspondence from you saying that there will be a water main along Parish Avenue. And so what we have to consider is the difference in cost. The developer would put in an 8-inch to a 12-inch, which state law requires for us to make the difference. So, yep, is everyone on board and see what I'm talking about there?
Chris, can I ask you a question? Did we not talk about this? Or can we make them go with the 12-inch? Or, now I can't remember the whole discussion that we
We
had.
can, but by state law, they only have to put in the 8-inch main.
Okay.
So we would make up the difference from the
Okay.
8-inch main to the 12-inch main. So it's easier to have them put it in as a 12-inch since they're going to be digging
Yeah.
the hole than
Okay.
us to come in years later, or 5 to 10 years later, tear it up and put a new one in.
And as much as that's going to serve, especially if we take in the properties on the west side of the road, it definitely needs to be a 12-inch. We shouldn't be putting in 8-inch mains for that arterial water main system. So, any questions? No? Are we looking at a cost approval or just approval of making the difference?
Just the approval to make the difference. We don't have the cost yet. We were having an issue with the developer not being responsive because they had 4 contingencies that they had to meet in order to, I believe, go for a primary plat. They have started becoming responsive, specifically in regards to the SCADA system that we were requiring them to put into the subdivision. So I believe we'll probably, hopefully, by your next meeting, have an idea of cost, what it's going to cost the town, or cost the water board.
Should we hold off on a motion until then, or what do you want to do?
I
What
just would
improvement
like,
change?
we just need to know that the water board is gonna be acceptable to the idea. So that way we can tell the developer that we're gonna move ahead with the 12-inch and to get us the cost difference. So you don't need to make a motion, I just need to know that you guys are, that the board here is acceptable to the idea.
What's a consensus?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, it's no brainer. We have to look to the future.
Absolutely.
No.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, reports and correspondence. I see we had some correspondence from Boston Electric that Wayne forwarded on the SCADA system updates. I see we're moving along with equipment, so forth and so on.
Yeah, you see what he's got in there, that he's moving right along. I think everything's done for all the buildings. They're gonna start putting the boxes together for the SCADA system. So, but I told him to get an update. He just got that yesterday, I think. So I sent it out as quick as I could to you guys.
And they
And then,
would save some money on the two newer ones and then
Right, yeah,
go into Mallard Landing.
right. The one in Preserves is newer, and Lift Station 1 is newer. They don't have to, they can use something different, and you're saving money, which is good.
Okay, how about just a brief update on our, that 12-inch water main that we put in 41?
That 12-inch water main started last Monday, 7 o'clock in the morning. It's all been put in. It's pressure tested. They got to do some more of the chlorination. Next Monday, they should tie in the rest of it, and within about a week and a half, I think it's going to be all good to go. Then the state will be able to come in and put in that 42-inch line and start that. They said that should go real quick. Then I would think that the state's going to put the curb in and widen that road and then repave it and all that. But I know they're going to cut across 41, so that's going to take time. I think they're going to put the lanes in the middle, but they're going to do some change. Yeah, they're going to change some stuff around. But I don't want to speak for them. I don't know. We had a meeting today on that, so.
Is that water main going to be just outside the curb? The curb?
Pardon?
The new curb, it's going to be outside the new curb?
Well, the main that was there now, the curb would have been on top of it.
Yeah,
And then who knows where the 42-inch line was going to be if it was up against the main. You'd never be able to fix that water main. So now it's moved. The water main is, 3-4 feet away from where it was, and it's in a better spot. And we should never have to move it again, knock on wood.
and the storm sewer's going outside of that?
So storm sewer is going, what they're putting in, towards the street.
Oh, towards the street?
So where the old main was, and the one that we put in 6 years ago, that's all coming up. That 42-inch line is going to be right there, and it's a mess.
Tight.
But it's over with, that part.
No, we didn't have to get easements and everything, that's good.
Right, and then they have to, on Monday, make sure that when they put all this back together, there's going to be a stoplight at that corner. So where they're going to put that concrete for that, or that pier, whatever the pole is going to be sitting on, we got to make sure that when we put all our 45s in and tie into that old main, that we're not in their way. Otherwise, it'll be another conflict, and we don't want that. So the engineer was out there today, did their measurements. They're going to measure, and everything looks like it's going to work out good.
Just to bring up, to start thinking about, I had a discussion with Chief Leduc about years ago, we had a hydrant study done for flows and everything, and that went towards our insurance rating, which now really needs to be updated because he said that our insurance rating dropped.
Right, and I think
So-
if we,
He was willing, his people, he said, are willing to do the testing with the pitot gauge, and as far as flows, which would cut a cost down on it all. So maybe you just want to start thinking about this project. So it'd really be the paperwork part and whatever you would be involved to put this a current report together. Because it does make a difference with whether we go up to a 5 on our insurance rating.
well, yeah, because we're supposed to flush our hydrants quite often, and I think we've only done it a couple times in 15, 17 years. And the cost of doing it with a outside vendor, I think is like $80,000. So if his department is willing to do that, I think that's what you said, that we could look at it. We'll talk to him.
Yeah, he's forward on it, so he'll work with Public Works and everything on it.
Okay.
His people. You had something, didn't you?
I'm not on this agenda.
Okay.
I'll forward it for the
Okay.
next agenda.
Okay. Anything? No? All right. Well, if there's not anything else, other reports, correspondence. All right, then we have the dockets. All right, we have the July 20th docket water utility APVs for, as I said, July 20th, 21. 3, page 4. 3, 4, right? Of, that's $11,351,068.68. Any questions on that? It's quite a bit of material there.
Just for correction, that's 1,135,000.
What is it?
1,135,000.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry. Very small letters and there's no commas in there.
I thought it was quite good. 4 pages, I was wondering, 11 million. All right, I stand corrected. Any questions, comments? None? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to pay the water docket as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Aye, motion carried. And then we have the Water District APVs for July 20th, 21, and that's 1 page. And that's $31,563.48.
I'd like to make a motion to pay the water district APVs as presented.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
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 Aye, motion carried. Any further business for the Water District? Public comment? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.